Bazo! Hello. Welcome back to Elden Ring Nightreign. This is version 1.01.2, or calibration version 1.01.3. Now, I'm sorry if I sound very, very strange. I stopped being sick, which is good. However, at some point, I think around part 3 of Nightreign, there was a power outage and it completely messed with my audio settings. And I don't know what it did or how to fix it. And then between the last part and this part, I messed with the audio settings again to try to fix things. So I have no idea how I sound. But this isn't the voiceover. This is actually me doing the gameplay and recording my voice together at the same time. Incredible. I used to do that. And we're back at it. But here, don't know why the game is taking so long to load. It doesn't typically do that. So hopefully that's not a worrying sign. But the reason I'm here and doing things a bit differently than before, that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. The reason why I'm here recording live is because I, for the life of me, could not get Executor, Recluse, or Revenant above 2, or Raider. So, we've got 3 for Wylder, 4 for Guardian. Game doesn't want to move over to the next one. There we go. 4 for Iron Eye, 3 for Duchess, 2 for Raider, 1 for Revenant, 2 for Recluse, and 2 for Executor. And I'm going to go through all of these and read them. So, Wylder, Chapter 1. The Wylder departed from his faraway home, braving the sea of fog to reach Limveld. A nightfarer's forays wither the soul and cloud recollection, causing one night to bleed into the next. But of one thing he remained certain, that he must track down the Nightlord and bury it. There was no choice. He repeated the words to himself, all while clenching a precious object in his hand, a solitary earring, its counterpart long lost. Chapter 2. In a corner of the round table hold, light shines in through the ceiling to a dimly lit room. There stood the Wylder, holding the solitary earring up to the light, casting a pattern on the wall that he could not comprehend. The Wylder was sure that it was some word, or perhaps a phrase, but he could not recall it. Where had he misplaced the earring? If only he had its counterpart. Surely the meaning would be divined. And then chapter 3, he dreamt of his home. 2 horses galloping across Windwale Knoll. They were a healthy pair of twins, which was rare. To the Wylder and to the blank, the horses were special. Upon the hill they ran abreast. He looked at her, hair dancing in the wind, and saw the earring on her left ear, but he could not recall a face. My lord Wylder, how are you today? The voice of the iron menial awakened him. Time for another errand, no doubt. And I figured it out. The reason I can't get more is because you need to do the Remembrance. And I figured that out because there was no begin Remembrance in 1 or 2, but there is for 3. So I figured that out. And so, I think I'm going to do these one at a time, where I read Wylders and then I do the Remembrance. Realm of Remembrance. In the Realm of Remembrance, Relive the journeys of each character. Complete a journey to resolve the memory and return to the present. Alternatively, select Postpone Remembrance in the journal to pause and return to the present. Remembrances will also be postponed if the journey reaches a point where a change occurs in the present world. Okay, so I need to do an expedition then. I normally have a timer on me, and I like to keep things at or under an hour. Reliving Remembrance, it said changing characters would postpone it. So I kind of have to go with Wylder. But that means that I can only run one of these, because each expedition takes around 40 minutes, and I don't have the time to do more than one without going well over an hour. And because I like to keep things under an hour, we only have time for one. Which is unfortunate, but well, what can you do? Here? Those are two very different directions. And I've not played Wylder in a bit. And I also don't know what I'm looking for. Because there have been multiple times where the team has wanted to do something, and we would have to go kill an enemy, and then it would say, like, objective complete. But I'm not seeing anything that stands out on the map. Maybe that's just because I don't look at the map. Which is definitely possible. Because I'm not big on looking at the map. But I'm really not seeing anything that stands out. So is it really just we need to complete an expedition? And we don't have to do any objectives, we just have to complete? They didn't go for the boss. That is a bit surprising. Maybe they just wanted to level up first? Okay. I don't know why, but since the update, you like can't run and level up. At least not nearly as consistently. Which sucks. Because that is something I did a lot. And it was a great strategy. But for some reason, ever since the update, you like can't do that. Here, we can get a bow. So now we got a ranged option. And you know, after killing the boss, you can touch that and it opens up. Oh, someone invited me. But we're kind of in an expedition, so can't really join them. And also, when recording, I very much prefer to just play with randoms. I have a second character specifically for playing with coordinated teams, but that has a very different feeling to it. Whatever that was, he picked it up. Oh, he dropped it. And look at that. It's useful. I don't care for that. But that's something that I see more often than you think for playing with randoms is there's a decently high amount of people who will actively drop things for you if they're useful to you. And I really appreciate that. Ooh, Wylder's greatsword. His does poison, mine does frost. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop that and then swap over to this, so that way I can have a ranged weapon and a fast weapon. Okay. And, oh, he wants to go into the mine, doesn't he? I'm not a big fan of mines because you need to be speedy, and because of that, I've never actually figured out how to travel through the mines. Oh boy. Ugh. Alright, we're going down. I thought we were going up. Apparently we're going down. Ah, here he is. Yeah, so every tunnel has like a mini boss that you need to beat. There's the frostbite, you'll love to see it. Oh, and he got rid of it with fire. Didn't need to proc the second time though. But yeah, you can either get a smithing stone 2 or something else. And smithing stone 2 is almost always worth it. And I never knew there was a door there. Like I said, I've never figured out the tunnels. Don't care for that. Time to go. Just need to be speedy. Something I can already tell. Oh, hey, look at that, there's fire. That's not good for our health. But something, because I've been doing almost all of my expeditions up to this point, just recording gameplay and then doing a voiceover afterwards, and then now because I'm like talking and playing at the same time, it is very noticeable to me that talking and playing at the same time makes the game astronomically more difficult. Like, it's kind of impressive just how much more difficult it is. Not even entirely sure why, outside of just, it takes more brain power to think about what you need to do and need to say at the same time. So please, don't vomit on me. I'm just a silly little guy who's trying to murder you. Boss bite and stance broken. And you'll love to see that. Wylder, please. Oh, you'll love to see it. The stand spring. Critical hit. That was a mistake on my part. That was a very costly mistake on my part in the end there. Ah, it sucks because they were low too, the boss. But I'm gonna let him decide on if we want to run back or just move on. Because assuming the boss doesn't regain their health, it'd be easy to run back and get the kill. And yep, he's going for it. Let's pop that to boost rune acquisition. Oh, hi. There they were. Yeah, let's go with that. Then here we can get our runes back. We can get up to level 6. Here, 85, 148, but we need to be level 7. So, okay. This way. Where are we going? I don't like how we're right next to the Ring of Fire. Because it could move. Taker's cameo. Yes, please. This makes it to where every time an enemy dies, you get 6% of your total HP back. Are we fighting that, or are we leaving? We're fighting. Good, good. Unless the fire shows up. Then very not good. Oh, look at that. The fire's moving. But we should have time, right? Raise his physical attack by 6%. And technically speaking, we did have the time. It just hurt a lot. Although, blue over there, the recluse. No, not the recluse, the other Wylder. He decided to do a bit of a risky gambit, going after the one thing, one-sided grace, especially considering there's one here. That gets us to level 7, so we can get a good chunk of damage. 66 more damage, and defeating groups called Vengeful Spirits. Though we lose a bit of range. And alright, there we go. Someone else was willing to take charge, thankfully. But yeah, we also lose Frostbite build up. So maybe I could do Wylder's Greatsword until I hit Frostbite, then swap over to Ordovis's. I see what he's doing. Get an extra flash charge. And then run in. Is the fire still moving in? It is. Okay, so we don't have time to do that fort then. Bit unfortunate, but it can be the first thing we do day 2. And it'll be super easy then. Here. Aristocrats. I see aristocrats a lot, but I can never remember what comes after. Here we took a bit of damage, but we also have Taker's cameo, so it's fine. I didn't realize that he was going to get that far. That's okay. We got him. We got most of our health back. And Bell-Bearing Hunter. I saw an article that was like, everyone fears the Bell-Bearing Hunter. But do we know why? Which seems like such an absurd article because the Bell-Bearing Hunter isn't that big of a threat. Slam that down. I was looking at my FP bar and not the boss. So that's a mistake on my part. The reason why I'm looking at the FP bar is because I had a question, and that answered it. I was gonna say, because there's no blue flask to get you your FP back, does sipping the flask get you FP back? And no, it does not. Here. That's the best of them. They want to go that way, okay. And I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh, boss. But the main reason I don't take charge isn't even because I don't like taking charge. It's mostly because I still haven't figured out how to put things on a map, and I'm too lazy and prideful to look things up or ask. I figured out how to do it, like, directly on my character, or on an item next to me. But it didn't work on the map there, I just tried. Yeah. It's the interactive button and the surge sprint button. So, for me, on a PlayStation controller, that would be X and L3. I think triangle and L3, but I changed, or like I swapped X and triangle. Because triangle is the up button, and it makes your character go up. And mostly because X is interact with every other game in the entire series. So it being different for Elden threw me off too much. I can just keep the attention of the boss while she revives. If there's one thing I can do, it's keep the attention of a boss without dying. I'm pretty good at that. Oh. You there, let me try out this new weapon on you. I love the way this attacked. It looks so good. That was so overkill, and I love it. I was about to say, I hope the team is following me, because if not, then... Uh-oh. But I would definitely check before running into a boss. And do that, and the boss is dead. Maximum stamina increased by 10%. Alright. Good, good, good. The Nightlords multiply. Hello, what is this? Just 3 massive guardian golems? Why? Why are these here? Is this the objective for me? I'm really not sure. I've never done this before. But hopefully we have enough time. Power gained. Ooh, improves the charging speed of the ultimate art gauge. Nice. Alright, so... I don't think I've seen that pop up before, of like, me gaining a power. Before, it was always just objective complete. I'm gonna drop those 2 for a recluse. Because I always want to help out my teammates. Yeah, probably should have done that before. I'm gonna drop that so recluse hopefully sees it. They did not. Well, very unfortunate for Phantom, because they're kind of stuck in there. And that was at least partially because I was just slow here. They got that, thankfully. Wylder is finally running out. Oh, that's a golden hippo. We don't have the time for that. Alright, yeah, we just need to keep running. And... this guy's gonna die. Why? Because they will. Why not? We have the time, I say, as the rain rolls in. Alright, yeah, they're teleporting away, so time to go. I'm I'm gonna run over here so we can group up with Wylder. Because I don't like that they're alone. I've always maintained that you shouldn't go alone in this game. Because if you die, or like go down, there's no one to revive you. And so it's just guaranteed death. Rude. A big old mini pants. Draconic Tree Sentinel. Yeah, we can beat them. Time to drop that. And... oh, those rolling attacks are so tasty. Like, it's got good range. My character did the roll thing, which was that would have won. Not at all worrying. Oh. Here. I assumed that he wasn't going for me there. So that's a mistake on my part. Ow. Okay. Let's heal. Let the dodge. Run in. Attack. I rolled the wrong way. Very almost got punished for rolling the wrong way. W recluse. Almost died for being a W recluse. But I got him back up with that. He got me back up with that. Let's heal again. Well, oh, we beat him. I died, and we all died as a result. So that's a bit unfortunate, especially since we don't spawn at the top. Kinda wish that you did spawn at the top. Like, with the boss being dead. Alright, let's slow down so we don't accidentally fall off. But I'd say that I did a decent enough job there, considering I got the kill. We can run with that, I suppose. Not great, but it's decent enough. We got to level 12. And I think we just have to run straight. I think we have to just run straight for the circle. So we could kill these enemies since they're just on the way. And he wasn't looking at me, so free easy backstab. Alright, oh, okay. that was a series of unfortunate events. Because I was just trying to brute force it, and you should never try to brute force it. I don't know why he was holding his arm, or like his fist to his chest there. That was definitely a unique animation we've never seen before, but unique animations don't save you, they get you a sword to the back. Yeah, we've got time, we've got time. That running attack was a bad idea. Killing this guy, however, good idea. Improved physical attack. I'm hoping I have time to get this, as it'll get me all my flasks back. And another level. And yeah, as you can see there, running didn't let me grab that. Which, kinda stupid, in my opinion. I was hoping to get the backstab. I was about to say, wow. If a colossal sword, two-handed, doesn't stun you, then I don't know what will, because we're gonna need like a tactical nuke to stop you at that point. If a colossal sword, two-handed, can't do it? No. Bad omen. I'm surprised that they didn't kill anyone. But we got it. Fell omen. It's good to see you once more, sir. I'm gonna come over here. And we're gonna get this critical hit. It said complete an expedition. That doesn't mean we have to actually win, do we? Like, we don't actually have to beat the Nightlord? Simply finishing the match should be enough, right? Here, I'm gonna heal. We probably should have gotten another churn. Cool. So, stop it. Stop attacking my teammate. You're being a certified meanie pants. Okay, well, especially don't go for the recluse. Come on, man. Have some self-respect. Have some decency. Have some morality. Like, go for the melee character. Come on. Alright, recluse went down. Recluse goes up. And the fell omen goes down. That was a waste of an ult, but that's okay. We got this. Shorten the character's skill cooldown time, boost physical attack, boost magic, fire, lightning, and holy damage negation. All three of those are good. And that's what you love to see. I mean, more than anything, I love to see when there's one good option, because then it's an easy decision to make. So close to a level. Here, Godslayer's greatsword can't be upgraded. Composite bow can be upgraded with a level 2. But I think I'm just gonna drop the 2 for teammates. I'm also gonna drop those 2. And then get these. And then get this. Well, if they're not gonna use it, then I will. But you saw that I dropped the smithing stone 2 for him. I decided to be a good teammate. I lost a chunk of health there. I don't know what that was about. But I just saw a big hunk of health disappear. Anyways, this is now useless, but we still have arrow soaring sting to use with the composite bow. And we have 2 warming stones to heal and a crimson burst tier talisman, or crimson burst tier flask. And we'll be able to use that to heal without worrying about our position. And that's something I like to do, is just get warming stones and get that flask. Because if you run out of flasks, like the normal orange flask of crimson tiers, if you run out of that, you're suddenly in a very sticky situation. But you don't have to deal with that as much when you got these. So we're going up against Gladius. I rolled too late. What we're gonna do is, I'm gonna drop that immediately. And that plus a heal gets us back to full health. And they can use that to get a bit of health back. I thought that was going for close. But it was there, so I could use it to get a bit of health back. I didn't think that was gonna come at me so fast. And thankfully, just in time to get the critical hit. Now, I'm gonna go after this one because they're at the back of the pack. Meaning they're the easiest to focus on without worrying about getting hit myself. And for some reason, they're just ignoring me. Well, I mean, less likely to be targeted. It might be that. So, please, you're being such a meanie pants. I'm gonna drop this. And I'll pop that. Oh. I assumed that would put the buff on my weapon. I rolled way too early. I've actually mostly been seeing Adele. So I'm gonna pop this flask and then move forward a bit. Okay. flask is healing a bit slower than I would have thought, so I'm gonna pop that heal. Rude, but let's see if any go after me. We're close by, so I can focus you. And there's a second one here. A bit nervous about that. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to ignore them. Because Gladius is so low. And that was the correct call. A champion's path. Defeated the Nightlord with all characters. Is that seriously what that said? Defeat the Nightlord with all characters? I would have assumed that was doing a remembrance. Have I seriously not beaten a Nightlord as Wylder? That's crazy. Talk to the Iron Menial. Alright. In case you didn't see that, it's on the right side. I actually have a mouse. It's right here. Very glad that there's objectives like that.
Wylder, I have a boon to ask of you. Would it be possible for you to procure me a whetstone? I consider it my inviolable duty to keep everyone's armaments in tip-top shape. But I'm afraid there's very little life left in the stone I have here. You have a discerning eye, do you not? Would you be willing to hunt one down for me?
Yep.
Simply marvelous. I advise you to make your way to the mining tunnel. The underground passageways are sure to contain ore suitable for metalwork. There are whetstones to be found there, I'm certain.
Personal objectives. When reliving a journey in the realm of Remembrance, goals to be activated in the lands between are added as personal objectives. Commence expeditions from the realm of Remembrance and complete personal objectives to advance each character's journey. Only one personal objective can be completed per expedition, and only one player's personal objectives will be active. Ah, so I wasn't supposed to go into an expedition. I was supposed to talk to him. Okay. Alright, so it's second expedition time, I suppose. I was trying to see if I could figure out how to place a marker before going into an expedition, because I still don't know how to do it. But, oh well. And like I said, I normally try to keep things under an hour, but I'm willing to push further here, because doing this stuff in real time and figuring it out, I think is important to show. It says matchmaking 3 out of 3. There we go, matchmaking complete. Last time it said matchmaking 3 out of 3 without instantly saying, alright, complete. There were some connection issues. What ended up happening was we got to here, and then during the little animation of you running up and grabbing the bird, this animation, I was completely alone. Neither of my teammates were here. And then there were all three birds, but only I was there to run up and grab a bird. And then once it went into the loading screen, I just got a pop-up saying like, oh yeah, something happened. Which is why I went to go see if I could cancel. But thankfully they were there, so hopefully things will be fine. Personal objective in progress. And as I said before, I still don't know how to ping, so I'm just bucking it. And I hope that they'll follow. Because if not, that would kind of suck. Oh, that's a marker that they placed. So that's unfortunate, knowing that I'm in here alone. And yeah, probably shouldn't have done this at level 1. But oh well. What's the point of existing if you aren't gonna make some mistakes? Right? And besides, I have a great sword. I was like, surely I'm gonna stance break them at some point, right? Right? And I just never stance broke them. But keep in mind, I absolutely know that I'm being a bad teammate here. Oh, hey, look, a church. But I want to get this done. And if I have to throw myself against a wall to do that, I'll do that. If I have to be a bad teammate to do that, I know I already got it. But I am beelining to those caves. If they have a stone sword key, I suppose we can do this. Come on. Yes! I got someone to follow me in. Hopefully the other person is following too, but not holding out too much hope for that. I don't see anything down there, so hopefully this is either... Oh yeah, I forgot these places are actually kind of big. And you have all of my runes. Thankfully, teammates were able to do that. I don't know what exactly I'm looking for. Smithing Stone 1. Lightning Dagger. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm looking for. Most of the objectives that I've seen have been like 3 or so enemies. Ah. Alright. Yeah, I was about to say, stance breaking is what you need to do in the base game in order to get massive damage off. So, hopefully we can do that here. And we did. And we failed. Is that it? Objective can now be examined. Here. Natural whetstone. Objective achieved. Okay, very good. And now hopefully, yep, I was about to say, hopefully this is an exit, because if it's not, I'll have no idea on how to get out of here. Oh. I am still level 1, by the way. And I think this is a good one to show, because this is by far my worst showing. Like, this is a worse expedition than my very first expedition ever. I'm just gonna take a quick swing. Yeah, for some reason it just wouldn't let me level up there for a second. I don't know why it does that. But the button prompt just does not exist. It's super strange. But now that I've completed that objective, I can stop being a terrible teammate and I can stop playing terribly. That's pretty easy to do, actually. There we go. Because I wasn't, like, purposely playing bad from a gameplay perspective. Oh, hi. But I was purposely making bad decisions. Not because I wanted to make bad decisions or that I thought it'd be fun, but because I wanted a guarantee that I would get the objective complete, and it's kind of hard to do that without, like, while not knowing how to ping on the map. That's useful for them. Silver Scarab, I'll take that. But, yeah, I just wanted to guarantee that it would be completed as fast as possible. because if it wasn't done as fast as possible, I probably would have gotten sidetracked with more immediate things. That seemed a little glitchy. But it's okay. And they're dead. Boost physical damage negation, yes please. Continuous HP recovery. Yes please. I'm gonna do that because Wylder's greatsword is actually better because I've upgraded it twice. So, that. But yeah, just important to note that how I played there is not how I normally play. I was playing purposely bad. Not from a gameplay perspective, but from a decision-making perspective. Here, that's playing bad from a gameplay perspective on purpose. Sacred Flameburge, or more HP from flasks. But yeah, I'm gonna stop playing bad now because I don't know if we just have to end the match now or if we actually have to win. Boost down recovery speed. Probably should have looked at the seal for Revenant's sake. I should have done that. Here. I just want to see what it has. Red Feathered. Improved attack power at low HP, okay. I don't care for that, but... Oh, we got up to level 10. That's nice. I'm gonna run up here just as... like a shortcut through here. And Shauna died. That is unfortunate, but not much we can do about that. Oh, it's up here. I assumed that it was going to be in the lake. Good thing that I checked. Or else that would have been bad. And now the Revenant is in the rain as well. Oh. I didn't realize that these guys could show up. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed L2 instead of L1. Alright, so... time to lock in. Stop playing like an idiot. I've gotta actually care about doing well now. I'm gonna drop that in case either one of them want it. There we go, they picked it up. That's good. If they didn't pick it up, it's fine enough. So, I would have been fine just picking it back up and using it myself. But if there's something where it's like, I'm fine using it, but I don't particularly care for it, I'll always offer it to my teammates. Especially since I was a bad teammate in the beginning there. This is why I don't like Knights Cavalry in the base game. In base Elden. Like, they have a cool design and they have cool lore, but I just don't like fighting them. Because the entire fight is literally them just running away and you chasing them. That's the entire fight. And I wish that once you knock them down, they would stay on the ground. That was weird. They normally do that animation, and then they like respawn their horse. So them doing that animation but not respawning their horse is very strange. Here, successive attacks restore HP. Got to a level 11. Hey, you're supposed to head into Night 1 at level 7. We went in at level 10, so we were a bit higher level than we need to be. We have two people looking in two different directions. This is the Shauna here. They're the one who went with me into the cave. So because of that, I'm gonna go with them. Because I reward loyalty with loyalty. If someone sticks with me or something, then I'm gonna stick with them. But yeah, Huh. You get that for pressing lock on. But I really should figure out how to place pings on the map. And unless I'm a completely unobservant idiot, which is possible, but slightly unlikely, I would say that the tutorial doesn't tell you. And you may remember in the last expedition, I said, okay, let's stop running so we don't go flying off the side. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. We came in, we rezzed them. We're making sure to keep ourselves alive. We're putting in the damage. Oh, beautiful. You'll love to see it. That, I was kind of hoping to get a critical hit. But I didn't get a critical hit. They like snapped out of the animation. But remember, I said, you stick with me, I'll stick with you.
There is no escape for thee, little pillager, bent on sacking the lands of gold.
Okay, so I've never seen the Fell Omen show up. Oh my god. They're both going after me here. I wasn't entirely sure if you could even see them. Oh. Ow. Alright. I had to back up in order to not die. Okay. I'm completely out of flasks. So, I'm gonna need to back up. Huh. I just want to look at this. Then I'm gonna drop that. Gonna pop that.
Of the fell omen shall not wane.
Fell Omen. Completed the Fell Omen raid. Traces of the Grace-given Lord. Newly found sites of grace that raise attack power. Is that like a permanent thing, or just a short time thing, or what? Or is it like the rest of this expedition? Or is it permanently? Because Jesus Christ. Him showing up during another active boss fight? That was evil. Though I actually love that. It was stressful, it was something you can't really predict. And it was cool. So I like that. Alright, good. So, my offering was accepted. My offering my apologies for being a bad teammate in the beginning. But okay. The time of being a bad teammate is over. I was about to say, I hear a thing. A scarab. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to stop to slow the team down. Because of how bad of a teammate I was at the beginning. But teammate found him. Killed him. Moving on. Boss. Let's go. Nope. You will never get the best of us, sir. I know your timings. I know the optimal positions to stand in. I figured you out, Garvon. Don't ask why the Sentinel's named Garvon, but he is. Boom. Look at that good damage. The Deathblade is from a teammate. They got some buff for that, I'm gonna assume. But here, it's just going full out on the aggressive. Oh, I thought they died. I stopped dodging because I heard a sound and I thought that it was them dying. We're pretty close to a level up, and a teammate accepted my offering. As I said before, I'd like to have 3, maybe 4 weapons. I don't like having any more than that. Oh, 2 teammates chose 2 very different paths to go. Rotten Grey Warden Duel. I love these guys. Did he drop me mid-animation? That's incredible. Okay. Gain 10k runes. We hit level 14. And oh yeah, that is a church on the very edge of the rain. So, good call by the Revenant on that one. Yeah, right, the rain starts right at the entrance. But we can run in, grab that gold pickled foulfoot, and warming stones, yes please. And I think this is a new one. Here we can jump up. Right. And we can start making our way over. Let's make our way to the top as quick as we can. Now, this completely useless for me, but FP regained upon kills, that's useful for them. Roar Medallion, I don't care for that. I think once we... Actually, I'm gonna do it now. Teammate didn't stop to look at it. So... we can drop it whenever we stop for a second next. Yeah, I think it's better to just look straight for the boss. And I think it's this guy. Alright, so there's 3 of them. Good to know. And here's the other 2. Now, what's that thing over there? Can't really see it from here. Boost HP restoration on flask. Yes, please. But over here you can see it. There's a tornado thing over there. What is that? I don't know. I kind of make a point of not looking anything up. And I don't ask questions to friends who play the game and look things up. So basically all the knowledge that I gain is stuff that I gain from playing myself. Blood loss increases attack power. That'd be useful for Executor. So, we can pick that up and carry it off to them. Okay. Are we fighting these guys, or are we running? Because the ping says run, the actions say fight. But okay, now we're running. And as soon as we get here, I'm gonna drop Lord of Blood's Exaltation to them, and then ping it. And alright, they picked it up. That's good. That means I don't have to worry about it. They saw it, they grabbed it. Our job is done. Now, I know that you can still attack enemies while they're being, like, critical hit. However, I have heard that they take reduced damage. And I'm usually basically out of stamina by the time that happens. And so I find it better to, for the most part, not always, but for the most part, just stop attacking. So that way I can get all my stamina back. Alright, we can back up. We can do the slam. We can get the critical hit. Decided to ping that because I forgot to pop it for the previous boss. Back up as he does the slam. Okay. Jeez. My character automatically picked it up. Now, all three of these are good, but I'm gonna go with raises physical attack. And now we can make our way here to day 3. Oh. Level 15. Already at highest level. I'm gonna drop those. Ping them for the Revenant. We need 15k to get 2. How very unfortunate. We can swap those, and then we can hold on to the 1 and then 2. Oh, 211, 235. Okay, so Ordovis's greatsword is slightly better. Now here you can skip the cutscene, and then it'll say 1 out of 3. And so if a teammate doesn't want to skip the cutscene, then you watch it. But if everyone agrees to skip the cutscene, then it gets skipped. And so I've gotten to the point of skipping the cutscene every time. Because if someone wants to see it, they can, but if everyone is fine with, or if both of your teammates are fine with skipping, then it gets skipped. Here. Oh. just focused on one greatsword because swinging two greatswords is just a bit slow. And thankfully I was able to get that critical hit. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, Adele is such an amalgamation of a boss that it's kind of hard to tell what they're doing sometimes. I do think they're a good design though. It's just very chaotic. Oh. Alright. Uh-oh. But I'm not talking much because I want to focus. And Adele is one of those bosses that, at least for me, requires focus. Because if I try to talk, it's like, you had 7 flasks. You have 0 flasks. And that's just kind of how it is. And so they demand focus. But we beat him. Nightlord felled. Victory. My brain got so scrambled there near the end. So I'm not even sure if I said it. But I know that I thought it. And it's, you know that you get good teammates if you hit level 15 by the end. Here. Slate whetstone, a natural whetstone of high quality with a fine grain. Reward for achieving objective. Cool. So, we got that. I'm assuming the next step is just to talk to the guy again. Surely, right? Yep. Give the whetstone to the guy.
Oh, you've managed to procure one. Very kind of you. This will make repairing armaments much easier. I've little to offer, but if anything strikes your fancy, consider it yours.
A pet cat. Examine an earring. The ornamentation seems to change with the intensity of the light. Delicate burning scene. Oh boy. Here it is. Wish that I could see what it actually did. Delicate burning scene.
I'm very sorry, but that belongs to the priestess. Anything else? Oh, you merely wish to borrow it. Very well. But once you're finished, be certain to return it to her.
Mended earring. An earring with a restored pin. Okay. But very quickly, I just want to see what those two do. Health and dexterity +1. That is so mid. What does the earring do? With its pin repaired, this earring has been fully restored. Such ornaments were worn for decoration for generations by a distant tribe. They are delicately embellished to cast a pattern when held up to light. Closely resembles the one owned by the Wylder. When held up to the light, eh? I've always wondered what this was about. Hold up both earrings. With both earrings together, a depiction of the wind is projected, along with a short passage. Two horses gallop side by side. May the wind spur us on our path. Okay. So do I...
Once you're finished,
And so I gotta give it to her then. I can't just place it back to where it was.
What is it?
Give mended earring.
What's this? It must be repaired already. That barely took any time at all. Thank you for fetching it. This is a thing of great value to me. A compass that will lead me to someone dear. I suppose you're thinking that earrings normally come in pairs. Oh, forgive me. I've likely talked your ear off. We must prepare for the next battle.
Concluding remembrances. Complete a journey in the realm of remembrance to summon a remembrance gateway. Traverse the gateway to conclude the remembrance and return to the present. So we gotta do a third one? I mean, the first one was my fault for not reading this. Conclude the remembrance. Oh, brother. Okay. 3 remembrances then. Or 3 expeditions in a single part. Whew. Also, I'm at 37k, which means that I can buy one of the fancy skins. Oh, okay. This is going to be a very long part. We can skip this. I didn't know that you could skip that. Wow. Oh, what do you know? What do you know? I'm assuming that we have enough storage, because recording videos takes a lot of storage, as it turns out. But I've been deleting all of the videos that I've uploaded. That's important. That's important. I'm not seeing anything that looks special here. Let's just kill these. Eggs like decay. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh, an iron eye. This does 69, this does 73. How does the straight sword do more damage? Alright, but he booked it underground. Oh, and the boss is a fire monk. Fire monks are easy. Especially when you got a great sword. Especially when you've got a great sword and an iron eye. Need to be level 3, but then I'll have something that does better damage than Wylder's greatsword, has bleed, and has Bloodhound Step. So, like, heck yeah. But yeah, the reason I have Frost and Flaming Strike is because of the relics that I have on Wylder. And here, because I can't see any objectives, you're gonna see kind of what I look like in a normal match. perfumer. Love how I called it was a perfumer, purely by how fast they died. That's not even the tiniest bit of shade towards my teammates. Perfumers, or not perfumers, but those pages are terrifying. Increases the number of rooms obtained? Yes, please. Hopefully they're fine. He's poisoned and about to die. Yep. I was just watching his health bar like, I know what's about to happen here. I'm assuming that he was out of flask or something. Or didn't realize that he was poisoned. It had to be one of the two. That's fine. I've always maintained that if you're going to go down, it's better to go down at the beginning. Here, we can level up. Now we can use that spiked club. Actually, that way I can have this and this. Now we're thinking with our heads. What were we thinking with before? Probably our swords. Just spam R1, and anything can die if you just brute force it enough. That's how you think with your sword. Can we level up again? We can. Wow, look at that. Yeah, we got time. We definitely have time to head into here. Ah. Oh my god. I genuinely can't tell if I'm dyslexic or an idiot. Because I've been reading our executor's name as Snubble this entire time. Just in my head I was like, oh, Snubble's over here doing this. Snubble's over there doing that. Snubble's going this way. Guitar, don't care for that. But yeah, I like just realized his name is Stubby. Which is a very different name than Snubble. And somewhat unfortunate because Snubble is a cool Pokemon. But anyways. Off we go. And yeah, you can just ignore most of the enemies. This is a long pathway, but it does lead to an exit. Okay. I was about to say, I can hear it. I only have left ear audio, but I can hear it. I shouldn't have taken the third or fourth swing. Poison and rot. Huh. Okay. You there. Okay, I'm dearly sorry, good sir. I didn't realize that you would take such great offense. Me trying to smack you with a spiked mace. Club, I'm sorry. There we go. golden hippopotamus down. Defeating HP, or defeating enemies restores HP. And adds better damage. And another level. I almost went with the Claymore because the Claymore is my baby. They are my child. But more than my child, I love defeating enemies restoring HP. You might think that that makes me heartless as a parent. And you'd be correct. I do love my child very much, very dearly. They're a great child. They've helped me kill many people. Not elaborating. And you are very free to take that out of context. I'm probably going to take that out of context. I'm gonna send that to one of my friends. As soon as this run is over, I'm immediately going to send that to one of my friends. Just, I love my child very much. They've helped me kill a lot of people. Ooh, lots of enemies. I feel like it is going to be even better because all of my friends know that I don't like women. They will be very confused. Increased attack power, yes please. And we... You think that you can fly from me? You think that wings will save you? They won't. And neither will pinning me in a corner because I have a bomb. Very normal thing to be yelling at, like, 2 or 3 in the morning. Guys, we good? Team? Okay. I was gonna say, like, do we just not notice the ping that someone placed? Don't care for that. This, ooh, smithing stone 2. That also requires a smithing stone 2. Unfortunate. You know, let's buy that for 5k, because you can buy a second of pretty much everything. Or, like, the stock refills, I should say, on day 3. But everything is way more expensive. Like, Starlight Shards go from 1,200 to 6,000. Yeah. And these, in day 3, they're 25,000. So seeing it there for 5k, definitely worth it. Alright, so... Question, why are we going here? Like, we kind of don't have time for this. I mean, until the rain starts licking at our feet, I'm not going to abandon my team. But I will point out when I think a decision is due. Yeah, the fire is getting real close. And so, if they just wanted to kill a few enemies for some runes, that's fine. I do that all the time. yeah, I think we can just beeline straight there. Because there's nothing else that we have the time to get. Oh, would you look at that? We're level 6. How much do we need to level up? So close. Oh, I think that'll be enough. Oh, that'll definitely be enough. And there we go, we have enough to hit level 7, which is where you're supposed to be. Heading into night 1. Now, the rain is coming in, so we can put... There's a grafted scion there. We don't have the time to fight that, but... yeah. And I'm still not seeing anything on the map. Alright, we're getting the fellow. Good to know. Here, we can backstab. Then we can get 2 charged heavies. And that'll allow us to get another critical hit in. And there you go. And so yeah, if people have trouble with those Omen enemies, just know that greatswords are overpowered. And if you have trouble with these guys, just know that they suck. Because all they do is run away. I grappled to him, and I still had to chase after him, because that's how much they run away. Such cowards. No morality. No sense of chivalry. I don't even think they're true knights. Like, see, they don't have the K in their name. That's because they legally don't meet the moral requirements to become knights. And I know that I'm just tanking hits, but also that's because I'm lazy and don't feel like dodging them. Like, I know that we can beat them before I die. Here. That's the best. Not great. But okay. And I'm still not seeing anything useful on the map. There's a church there. And it would be useful to run up there and hit that. Ooh. If only I knew how to ping. That was very easy. Again, it could do Claymore, but I already have a great sword. And hoping they go for, like, this. We don't need it, but it would be useful. No, they're going for the closer option. That's fair. I don't know if anyone has poison or rot. That's a one shot. Good. This place looks new. These enemies suck in the base game. Elden archers. Mostly these variants. The ones that are actually on their walls. If they're not on the walls, then they're actually totally fine. Ah, they teleported back up. It wasn't because they got too far away. It's because they knew they couldn't beat us and therefore decided to teleport away as a form of self-defense. More likely to break enemy stance. And I'm just gonna go continue to kill enemies until they figure out where to go next. Because... oh, beautiful. Elven orc bow? Sure, why not? Yeah, I think how we have it set up now is good. We can grab that to boost rune acquisition. And then we can just yoink, yoink. Oh, there's that off in the distance. That either said a memory has fallen or a meteorite has fallen. Because I wasn't really looking at it, and all I saw was A M has fallen. And so it was one of those two. And I'm hoping it's meteorite and not memory. Because if it's memory, that means that we failed. But I didn't even know what to do. I never saw anything on the map. So. Really hoping it was a meteorite. Especially because it would mean more variety to the game. We can drop that. We can kill these two. We can open that up. We can pop that. We can see this. Learn about locale. I don't really care for either of those. Alright. And team wants to head this way. So, off we go. And yet, seeing how this has gone so far, I feel like this is a pretty good showcasing of what a normal run looks like for me. And we can just get the backstab, we can get the charger too. the charge R2, follow up R1. Alright. That means that there's one more knight hanging around here somewhere. Where are they? I do not know. There they are. And backstab. And charge R2. And normal R2. And with that, they die. Yeah, improve spell casting speed for Exec Decay that we can pop later on. Magic Scythe. Alright, time to go. Continue on. There's usually a scarab somewhere around here. It's not in that location. And I'm not gonna waste time looking for it. Okay. Oh, we are very close to the edge here. But he wants to head inside, so we can do that. And fight whatever boss is in here. I think they got pushed so far back that my thing just didn't even connect. Or it did and it just did very little damage. Either way, we're dead now. Improved damage negation at low HP, or improved spellcasting speed. I'm gonna go with that. And I'm gonna do that. Elbenork bow, 84. This is 84. Okay. We need 49 to level up. So we're just short on that. Here we can drop that. Raises maximum HP by 12%. That's good. And you can see how much HP that is. We can pop that just in case a teammate wants it. Could fight them, but I don't want to unless a teammate also wants to. Well, I mean, the rain is right there. Standing around is only going to make the situation worse, not better. So, boost damage negation. Okay. Now, where do we want to go from here? I'm hoping somewhere, like, in that direction. Because that way is rain and it hurts. Which is a weird thing to say because I normally love rain. It is my favorite type of weather. But when the rain also involves fire, and is in a specific circular shape around a map, for some reason it tends to hurt. And I heard the scarab, but like I said, not gonna be left behind or slow the team down by focusing on it. Those two are dead. There's a knight up there. Okay, so the fire, or the rain is actively moving. Meaning we also have to actively move. And we're currently level 10. That gets us up to level 11. Okay. And we're kind of close to 12. But you're supposed to head into Night 2 at level 11. And considering that's what we hit, we're doing good. We don't have a lot of time, but we can kill this guy quickly. We're 6k away. That is pretty unfortunate. But less likely to be targeted is nice. And it has Sacred Blade. Which would have been good if we got Gladius. You there, big guy. Yeah, the whole less likely to be targeted thing actually goes pretty hard. The amount of times I've gotten less likely to be targeted and then just walked up to an enemy and started smacking them in the face while they completely ignored me. It's a lot more than it should be. I'll say that much. Okay. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay. They got stunned out of that. This is very unfortunate because I could have critical hit him. But I don't think teammate assumed that a shot from a bow would have actually broke him out of that. Which is completely fair. If I was Iron Knight, I would have been like, no way my tiny little, like, medium bow breaks a Crucible Knight out of being stunned. Sir? I feel like Iron Knight should go after the Golden Hippo. Since Iron Knight as a character, or bows rather, are really bad against great shields. But yeah, you can see how he's just not caring about me. he was fully dedicated to going after Iron Eye. And that's because of the less likely to be targeted. It's actually so good. But here, a bit of a delay to that. That's fine. Like I said, one of the great things about these more defensive characters like Wylder is that I can just turn my body off and just tank everything up until the Nightlords fight, because I know I'll be fine. Evasive maneuvers cause lightning, boost damage negation. I like that. And here, one of the teammates got periodic glint blades. I'm actually going to drop green spill crystal tier so a teammate can have it. At level 12, close to level 13. Huh. I'm gonna buy those. I'm gonna buy that. Gonna upgrade to that. I'm gonna buy those. Okay. So now we got 2 starlight shards to go with the finger seal. So I feel like that's gonna be good. Final teammate. Ham solo. I was so focused on Stubby not being Snubble that I didn't realize we have Ham solo. Incredible names. But you can skip, and as you can see in the bottom right, already skipped 2 out of 3. And now they burst out of the sand. And you know what? Actually, I am gonna pop it right away. And they got Scarlet Rotted. Oh. So they've been afflicted with a Scarlet Rot. I can pop that right away as well. And I can pop that right away. Get my health back. And if I had kept the bow, that's where I would use it. So I can keep putting damage in. Ooh. That was a very close dodge. Got him up. That's good. Drop that down. Here we can pop this. No idea if that actually reached them or not. Breathe that. because I have less likely to be targeted, I'm gonna go after people who go down. Uh-oh. For that, you want to back up. And typically, Iron Eye is better for reviving teammates. But again, because I have less likely to be targeted. Which, should I have dropped that? For Iron Eye? Probably. But I didn't. And... Ooh. They are very fast when they want to be fast. I'm gonna see if I can get a bleed proc on them. Oh yeah, we got a blade proc on him. And yeah, as you can see, sometimes, oh boy. I feel like the other person going for the revive as well was a terrible idea because it brought the boss to me. And it brought the boss to both of us. Yeah, I feel like that was a garbage idea. I feel like he should have just kept the boss while I revived. For the most part, they did perfectly fine, but they should have just focused on the boss while I focused on reviving. Because if everyone goes for the boss, or if everyone goes for the revive, that means that the boss is going for the people reviving, because there's no one else to go after. And so, and because everyone's grouped up, that means that the boss can hit everyone at once. But anyways, we can conclude Remembrance. Wylder's journey was updated by the recovered memory fragment. And we got the slate whetstone. Ah, relic effect, it says it off on the side. Wylder, follow-up attacks possible when using character skill, greatsword only, along with physical attack up. Nice. But we now have Chapter 4. Clutching the now solitary earring, the Wylder drifted off into sleep. The sun was setting on Windwale Knoll, and as if in deference to its name, a gale howled. A dreaded winter was approaching. By the time of the first frost, he knew that his sister would be far along her journey. Or so the Wylder and Duchess are siblings, gotcha. The Wylder fell silent and blank, flashing her signature smile, flicked her earring with her finger. Goodbye for now, dear brother. Once we're done, we'll meet again. He could not remember her name, but he always remembered these parting words. And then Chapter 5. The Wylder continued to fight, never mentioning his younger sister. There was no way forward except to soldier through the war at hand. He returned to the Round Table Hold that day to discover a note from the Iron Menial. I've considered what might explain your singular obsession with that earring. Then it came to me, the two of you possess a striking likeness, so much so that I simply cannot deny it. There's something that you must know. Please check the study. And then we have begin remembrance. But I'm going to do that next time. I'm actually not going to do that next time. I'm going to do Guardian next time. For now, very good progress. I wish that I had known to talk to the guy before doing an expedition, but still, very good progress. I'm happy with that. I'm glad that we're starting to do these, and with that being said, yeah.